I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye joda zoge jo nam no chanchu badu dane gyabsu ch dage jinso gebe so nam ge chola benjire sanje drubare sho Sanye joda no chanchu badu dane gyabsu ch dage jinso gebe so nam ge Tola benjire sanje drubare sho sanje joda so Kyonam Gyabsu chi dage jinso gebe sonam ge chola benjire sanje drubare sho Om ye dharma he tu prabhavam he tum te sham datha gato yevatat sham datha gato yevatat Desham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham datha gato hyevatat Desham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, once again we will read from page 213, 213. So now that we're already introduced to these concepts and also that the many of the wordings are being explained, just see if you can understand something out of what we're reading here. And also that in future, when you go back to your respective places, just see if you can read these, particularly this section. In fact, the whole book is a compilation of the 20 years of effort 20 years of effort that all the quintessence of what we find from the different sources, we put them together. This is like the treasure trove. And this section on emptiness, the compilation, again you read it once in a while, like once in a month, once in a week. And for some people, you can read it regularly, depending on the availability of time. Okay, ready? Dependent Origination and Emptiness, a compilation of excerpts from sutras and treatises on meditation. Gift of Youth Ratna Sutra. Manjushri, whosoever listens even with doubt to this teaching on emptiness generates much greater merit than a bodhisattva who, lacking skill in means, practices the sixth perfection for 100,000 eons. This being so, what need is there to say anything about a person who listens to this teaching without doubt? What need is there to say anything about a person who imparts the scripture in writing, memorizes it, and also teaches the thorough and extensive to others? That treasure one thus gone sutra. Any person who, possessing all these 10 great known virtues, enters into the teaching of selflessness and has faith and conviction that all phenomena are from the beginning pure of true existence, does not go to a bad rebirth. Chapter on Subduing Devil Sutras. If any bhikshu realizes that all phenomena are absolutely pacified of inherent existence, and the beginning of defilements is devoid of self-nature, it will remove the guilt of having defilements and make unstable the defilements, thus deeming even the immeasurable negativities dysfunctional, let alone the secondary wrongs done associated with ethics and rituals. Adideva's 400 verses on the middle way. Those with less merit will not even have a doubt in this Dharma of ultimate reality. Should an inquiry ever arise in someone, it will shatter samsara into pieces. Acharya Dharmakirti's commentary on valid cognition. One is liberated to the view of emptiness. The rest of the meditations are for the sake of that. Bodhisattva Shantideva's guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life. All of these branches of practices were taught by the Buddha for the sake of wisdom. Therefore, those who wish to pacify suffering should generate this wisdom. Acharya Chandrakirti's entry in the middle way. Even as an ordinary being, when hearing about emptiness, one experiences with an utter joy again and again, tears flowing from such pure joy moisten one's eyes, and one's hair stands on end, one is the seed of the wisdom of full awakening. Upali requests the Sutra. The various delightful flowers blossom, and the sparkling supreme golden apple stands so alluring. For none of these is their creator. They are posited by the power of thought. It is through the conceptualization that the world is imputed. Bhikkhuni Vajira's utterance in the Fundamental Vegan Sutra. The mind is demonic, which views the true self. You have a wrong view. These composition aggregates are empty. There is no being in them. Just as one designates a card in dependence upon a collection of parts, so we assert in conventional sentient being in dependence upon aggregates. Venerable Shavara's writings. Searching for reality throughout the space, one finds not the periphery nor the center. All perception cease completely. Likewise, through the thought or search of mind in the phenomena, one finds not even an atom of an essence. Hence, the searching mind is not found. Not seeing anything is seeing the reality. Saint Sarah's writings. By entering into emptiness but devoid of compassion, one will not find the supreme path. By meditating upon compassion alone, one will not attain liberation but remain in samsara. The one capable of grasping the unity of the two, one will not remain in samsara nor abide in personal nirvana. King of Concentration Sutra. Just as in the dream of a young girl, she met with a boy and saw his death. Joyous was she at the beginning and anguish at his death. We all phenomena is thus. Arya Nagarjuna's fundamental wisdom of the middle way. Ceasing karma's afflictions leads to nirvana. Karma's afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaborations grasping true existence. Elaboration ceases by emptiness. Neither the aggregates nor different from the aggregates. The aggregates don't depend on him, nor is he dependent on them. The Tathagata does not possess aggregates. Where is the Tathagata? That which dependent originates is posited to empty independent existence. That being dependent designated is the middle way. Since there is no phenomenon that is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty. Arya Nagarjuna's precious garland. If the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space, not also consciousness, not all of them, where is the person out of those? Just as person is not truly existent, because of being an aggregation of the six elements, each element also is not truly existent as the aggregations of their own constituents. Dharma Samgiti Sutra. Form appears as a mass of form. Feelings resemble bubbles in water, and discrimination like a mirage. Mental formations are like planted trees. Consciousness is like a magical illusion. Soto Surya Mitra. Arya Nagarjuna's comment on the awakening mind. Those who understand this emptiness and for phenomena, yet also confound the law of karma and its results. That is more amazing than amazing. That is more wondrous than wondrous. Aradeva's 400 verses on the middle way. When dependent arising is seen, ignorance does not occur. Through all efforts, strive to find this subject. His Holiness, the seventh Dalai Lama's rain shower of feeds, a song of the four mindfulnesses, as a guided view of the middle way. At the crossroads of the six collections of consciousness that of diverse perceptions are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena which are baseless, as a magical show, but view them as having the nature of emptiness. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the nature of appearance and emptiness. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the nature of appearance and emptiness. A sphere appearing in existing phenomena is pervaded by the space of the ultimate clear light of suchness. As an ineffable ultimate reality, view this nature of emptiness through abandoned mental contrivances. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the ambience of reality. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the ambience of reality. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's prayer for proliferating the Dharma of the Land of Snows. Venerable Marbalo Zawa Shebe Dorji, and so on, the host of the precious Kagyu, the source of blessings, the chain of the unexcelled masters of this outstanding tradition. To you all I pray, may the Buddha Dharma of the land of snows blaze forevermore. All phenomena encompassing samsara and nirvana are but the radiance of spontaneous awareness. Awareness itself devoid of elaborations, as realized in the nature of Dharmakaya, pervading all existences, appearances of samsara and nirvana, is a great Mahamudra. May the Buddha Dharma of the land of snows blaze forevermore. Are Nagarjunas in praise of Dharma Tadu. Impermanent, suffering, and empty, these three, they purify the mind. The mind that is unsurpassed and purifying the mind is the lack of intrinsic nature. Concluding prayer from Lama Tsongkhapa's Ocean of Reasoning, a commentary on Adi Nagarjuna's fundamental wisdom middle way. Throughout my spiritual times, may always guide by them in usury and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings of dependent origination in particular, even the course of my life. Shiri Heruga, Shiri Heruga, Shiri Heruga. He is the surface of phenomena, the emptiness of the mind, which is also everything, has it in impurity of a causal nature. Ru is the substance of the person, the emptiness of the self, that is propagated by the web of conceptual thought that grasps the self of person. Ka is the ultimate reality, subject and object. Shri is the non-dual exalted wisdom that abides in congruence with the emptiness of the object. This is the meaning of Evam. Okay, so how you use this compilation? I would say that if you study no, I can learn that there are many of you who are going to apply for this course, Nalanda Diploma course, but the okay, and the so if you study this, then these verses which we just read will more make deeper sense to us, and then you can directly apply them in your daily meditation. And in fact, many of the seniors here, they use many of these verses in the meditation, and these verses they're coming from the great teachers. First of all, Buddha Shakyamuni himself, then Arya Nagarjuna, Acharya Chandrakirti, and so forth, Bodhisattva Dev, and so forth. These are they came up with these words with their own direct experience, and the benefit that when we use this, our mind will be tuned in this direction to, and then finally for what purpose? Purpose to stop the tears of samsara for yourself and for all others. How painful it is to see that others, when they go through the pains, the tears, how painful it is for us to see that. So you will then teach, you can teach them how to stop these tears. Okay. In fact, recently I did mention this, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, that there's one monk who did his geshe. Just there's a whole generation gap there. One very young, and he did his geshe, and then yes, then he lost his mother just recently, and he was expressing a sense of loss and grief. And I said that you are a geshe. Your mother is very fortunate to see that in her life that her son has become a geshe, somebody who accomplished in the studies of Dharma. And then you have to guide your siblings, other siblings, that this is not how we grieve. We say, do something, Dharma practice for your parents. If you really want to grieve for your parents, then do something, practice Dharma. At least study the 4 seals, practice bodhicitta, and dedicate these virtues for your to parents. So this be what wish to repay the kindness. So this is what we can do: study these things more systematically, and then your knowledge will grow. And particularly, I would say that the newcomers, you are very fortunate to have met with amazing the seniors who actually seniors not necessarily in age, seniors in their Dharma knowledge, Dharma practice. And you are very, very, very fortunate. And I can see that many of youngsters, you are greatly influenced, greatly inspired to see this. Very fortunate. Otherwise, wherever you go in the world, I don't think that such a group, mix of group, extremely senior, very serious with the Dharma studies, reflection, and very good knowledge, with the total newcomer, being together, is very rare. It's very rare. So now this is the last day. So you have only a few hours left. So just mingle with the seniors as much as possible. Take advantage of being with them. Say some of the youngsters, when they come to my place, I tell them, no need to come to me, better go to mix with the seniors, mix with them. You will get various experiences. Okay. So with this mind, there are few questions. The questions are really very good, and I read them, and I will see if I can do this in the second session. And as of now, we'll do the 3 principal aspects of the path, which is a part of this course, the Right Seedling Sutra and the 3 principal aspects of the path. Okay, page number. Yes, tough.
You asked me to remind you a question about the removal of the cognitive obscuration.
Oh, yes. Okay. What exactly is the question?
I think we talked about how to remove the gross afflictions,
afflictive obscurations.
And then, since cognitive obscurations only if you remove one's ownership is achieved, you said it was asbestos, which I think is the essence of the question.
Okay, anyone else who remembers? It's not only stuff, there are a number of people who volunteered. Perhaps they forgot the question. Right, okay, Kunjole?
Usually, what exactly is cognitive obscuration, and on top of that, the
Example I've given. The smell of the garlic, like the example I've given. What exactly is cognitive obscurations? This question.
How cognitive obscuration obscures
Yes, that's true. This is another question. Okay, I'm not too sure whether except for the seniors, if the younger ones, you are ready for this. Yeah, younger ones meaning the beginners. You are ready for this. Roy is very serious. I know. Roy is very serious. Yes.
I am also ready to receive the
I'm also ready.
No, ready doesn't mean, okay, I'll go. No, this is not the ready. How much you are prepared, how much you have learned, imbibed. That's mean the readiness. It's not just, I'm going to do, yes, I'm going to do. This is not the mean of the readiness. You getting it? You want to run? Ready? This is not what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, in future I have to change the strategy. I ask people to volunteer to ask me the question, provided the people are ready. Right? That part I forgot to add. Okay. Okay, is there anybody, the seniors, what exactly is cognitive obscurations? Anyone? Sonamla, Vijayanla, Manla, and Yeshilamala, and who else? Ladrin also. Maybe you are the youngest of NMC1. Anyone else? NMC1? NMC1. Who are they? Vijayanla, Manla, Sonamla, Yeshilamala. Ajirji, yes. Ajirji is missing. Berala, yes. Berala. Okay, and who else? Huh? Oh, yes, Gishal is there. Oh, now my job is done. Gishal is there. Bother him during the break time. Okay, what exactly is corner of obscurations, right? Okay, so now you made my work very easy. Thank you, Gisela, for being with us here. Okay, now my work is done. Hey, staff, my work is done. You're getting it? Okay, let's turn to page 78, if I'm not wrong. 3 principal aspects of the path. This is very, very, very important. You're getting it? And before going this, I'd like to also give you some basic frameworks. Like one thing is that oftentimes you are bound to meet. Okay, one thing that I already want you is that when you say, when you're not doing good, when your dharma is totally zero, dharma is totally zero, nobody will bother you. The moment your dharma becomes a little good, you have some knowledge, then you will meet with the people who are into what? What kind of cult? Guru hunting cult. You'll meet with these people, right? When your knowledge is zero, these people will not even count you as a human being. The moment you start to have some knowledge, good knowledge, then these people come. This is the first one. Guru hunting cult will come. Number one, be careful. Number two, then they will say, which tradition you are following? This is number two. Which tradition you are following? Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma, Gilo. You're getting it? This is another disease. First one, the cult. Second one is disease. You're getting it? And adharma is for what? Adharma is to eradicate the mental defilements like ego, like the division of I and you. You're getting it? Look at this world. This world is split into divisions, fights, wars, messiahs. Why? Because of I and you. Now talk about the traditions. Which tradition do you belong to? Which means, are you a part of me or you are different from me? If you're part of me, come. If you're different, get out. This is the attitude. This is the poison. This is the disease of samsara. You're getting it? So you try to get out of samsara to get into a deeper samsara. This is deeper than the ordinary samsara. Samsara deliberately cementing the samsara, this division. So this is a second warning. Second warning is which tradition you are following, right? Or I'm following Chinese tradition, I'm following Theravada tradition. That is less. The worst is in the Tibetan community. Which tradition you are following? Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma, Kilo. You're getting it? It happened to me twice. First one was in the airport here, Gaggle Airport. I was at the airport waiting. One American lady, most likely American lady, with the bags in a trolley came towards me. I started smiling. I smiled and said that, oh, you are from Buddhism? I said, yes. And which tradition you are following? I said, I'm following the Buddhist tradition. I know what the other person is asking. Which tradition you are following? I said, I'm following the Buddhist tradition. I know, you're a Buddhist, I know. Which tradition you are following? I said, Buddhism. She says, no, I know you're following Buddhism. Which tradition you're following? I said, the Buddhist tradition. Then she became desperate. She asked me that, oh no, I know. So which Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma, Kilo. I said that this is not Buddhism. The first thing you have to ask me is, what's the root cause of samsara? You don't have to ask what's a tradition. Tradition means, right? Tradition means that are you in samsara or not? If you're in samsara, I'll teach you how to be in samsara. Tradition, you and me. You're getting it? Then I said that this is not Buddhism. This is disease. This is illness. To look for the traditions. So this is the second warning that I'm giving you. You're getting it? So the best thing for you to say is that if you truly feel that the Buddha's teaching is very beneficial to you, just say, I'm following the Buddha's teachings. Full stop. You're getting, don't say Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma, Gelug, or Buddha, or Tibetan Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism. Just I follow the Buddhism. When at the time the Buddha, there's no Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma, Gelug. You're getting it? Don't forget it. But still they become enlightened. Your purpose not become Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma, Gelug. If you go into this direction, you're getting into deeper samsara. Your job is to get out of samsara. And getting out of samsara is so effectively done at the time of the Buddha by many of the beings, without even having the concept of Sakyaka Junyama Gelo. If ever in your life people come to ask you, what is your tradition, right? Just keep in mind that I'm following the Buddha's teachings, full stop. Or I'm following the tradition. I'm following the path which helps me to get rid of my defilements, which helps me to get rid of my ego, to get rid of my anger, to get rid of my mental defilements and afflictions. Full stop. Okay. So this is very important. So with this in mind, many people say that, for example, like why I'm saying this is this three principles of the path. This is extremely precious. You go anywhere. You go anywhere. In fact, there's one of somebody who learned with me about the Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist teachings, and then he was once he was in a remote place, and it so happened that there was one teacher there from Nyingma group, from Nyingma tradition. There was one teacher there, and lucky that this Nyingma teacher happened to be very learned, very learned. And this, the person who learned with me, the Dharma, and coming to know about the presence of that teacher, he went to the teacher and asked for some teachings. And then this man, he also reported to the teacher that these are things that I'm practicing. And the teacher said, you are doing everything. What more do you want? This is amazing. It's a very high level of the practice you are doing. You don't need anything more. Go. Just do this practice. So this is the indication of anywhere, for example, like these three principles aspects of the path. Wherever you go, if somebody knows that, knows these three qualities, learned ones, learned and meditators, experience with these realizations, they see that you are doing these three things, they will be so happy. You're getting it? Whereas if you say that, oh, I'm practicing from Sakya tradition, Nyingma tradition, Kagyu tradition, then that's instantly, then the other person will think that you are more into sectarianism. Sectarianism is like samsarigism. You're getting it? Which direction is samsara? So why I'm sharing this is that this is a human tendency. We try to go beyond the human tendency. What is that tendency? I'd like to share with you. Once I was a part of a conference organized in a Muslim university in India, a big Muslim university in India. And in the conference, I began by a story. Okay, just pay attention to this. And what is the atmosphere? It's a Muslim university. And where we were invited to give talks from the different traditions. And then I began my talk by saying that by sharing a story, that once there was a girl who was going to be stoned to death by some men. I began the story with this. Once a girl was there who was about to be stoned to death by a group of men. And suddenly one gentleman appeared from nowhere. And this gentleman stopped all the men by saying that the first person to throw stone to this girl should be the one who did not commit any evil in your life. All the men dropped their stones. So this man, then I asked the whole audience, thousands of people there, majority Muslim boys and girls. I asked, do you appreciate this person, this gentleman, who so courageously came and stopped all these men from throwing stones at this girl, protecting the life of this girl? How many of you rejoice? How many of you really admire the courage of this gentleman? Everybody raised their hands. My next question, do you know who this gentleman is? Only few people who are sitting somewhere, only few people, they said, yes, we know that. And who is he? And they said, it's Lord Jesus Christ. You're getting it? If I began the story by saying that Jesus Christ came, then majority of the people who are non-Christians, they will block the ears, they will not listen to it. You're getting it? When I keep it very secular, everybody is ready to listen and ready to admire the quality of this person. So therefore, sometimes the traditions, the label traditions, they block us from growing further. So this is where the moment somebody comes with a label, not with the contents, but the labels, be very careful. You're getting it? Be very careful. Okay. So with this in mind, the three principal aspects of the path. So this teaching was the teacher, Lama Tsongkhapa. He was in central Tibet in 14th century AD. And his student from eastern Tibet, from far away, one of his students, when they were passenger, what do you call it, traveler going from the east to the central Tibet. So this student, he sent a request to the teacher, please give me a teaching written. Then the Lama Tsongkhapa authored this text. He composed this. He composed this teaching. And now today, we should be feeling so grateful to the student who made this request. This is so concise. And for example, say people like my age or my colleagues in the monasteries, then the people who practice the Dharma for like 20, 30 years, they feel that, okay, so now we see finally these are 3 points. Many of the other things we do, but in actuality, if you see that these 3 things are growing in your mind, this marks the success of Dharma practice. Otherwise, we are not sure what Dharma you're doing. So this is where when somebody becomes more matured in the Dharma, then you'll come to sense that this is so precious. And then the deeper you go into the Dharma, you go into this text, this short text, just 14 verses, you will come to sense that is so concise. And the reasons given, they are the rationalities, the reasons given, they are extremely convincing, very powerful, succinct with the economy of words. This is amazing. The same text, just 14 verses, you see in 3 huge volumes. You're getting it? And 3 huge volumes, we cannot read every day. But the 14 verses will take just a few minutes, and yet the meanings are all contained in it. Okay, so this was the teaching requested by the Lama Tsongkhapa student in the east of Tibet, and the Tsago Bumbu Ngawan Thakpa, his name is Tsago Bumbu Ngawan Thakpa, and he sent the request to Lama Tsongkhapa through one of the travelers to central Tibet. Lama Tsongkhapa composed this, and thanks to this student, then now we have this after 700 years, 600 years, 700 years, still we can benefit the maximum amount of these, just 14 verses, so concise. Okay, so but you remember that finally in your Dharma practice, when you really start to feel, in fact, some of the people that I know, some say that, okay, when they were impressed by these teachings, of the Buddha's teachings, which are interpreted by the Indian masters from the Nalanda Monastery University, in the erstwhile Nalanda University, and then I met with several of such people saying that, how come that I met this teaching so late in my life? It's so precious. This is a gem. Number one. And in fact, yesterday I was so moved by the youngsters from Flying Dharma, Geshe Samdula, making everybody come together, the young ones from Ladakh and from the Delhi University and from Sanji University, Pandey. From Sanji, how many you are there? Pandeyji and over there. Okay, Abhinash and here, Chiringla, Sonam Dorjila, yes. And then from Delhi University, some of you are there. So what I'm saying is that yesterday when they were sharing their experiences, so Geshe Samdula provoked them to say something, right? Not force, provoke them. And they become so enthusiastic to share their experiences. And the experience of a share is so beautiful. It's amazing. Amazing. And particularly hearing the story of the, say, Abhinash is very inspiring. So where is, no, Abhinash, no, I know, where is you, the girl who persuaded you? Huh? Okay. What is her name? Anushka inspired Abhinash to attend the retreat. Now Abhinash is protecting Anushka, right? I don't know whether she's actually taking bath, but he's saying yes, she's taking bath, protecting her. You're getting it? Okay. So the stories which he shared, how he came in this retreat, and now how he felt so inspired by this. He came here with what motivation? Everybody should listen to this. Don't make this class very, stressful and heavy, right? He said that. Okay, so Anushka pushed him, go to retreat, go to retreat. And he said, okay, okay. So he listened. And then I don't know what is going to be. It can be a very boring class, right? If it's boring, don't worry, I'll go to paragliding. Right? He openly said it. He openly said it. And coming here, luckily he did not go there. Right? He enjoyed all this wonderful the coming together of the people from different groups, the say very senior, some very young ones, very inspired. Okay. So now to the extent that he's more from what, archaeology and history. Huh? Buddhist history, archaeology, and not interested in philosophy. So yes, what he said is that now he wants to improve Buddhist philosophy in archaeology. Beautiful, very inspiring. So there are many stories, the young ones who shared that's very, very inspiring. So the point is that it's not about tradition, it's not about anything, that we should grow in your happiness. Each one of us, we should grow in happiness. This is the point. It doesn't matter where you go to, what kind of people that you met, what tradition, it doesn't matter. Finally, your happiness should grow. Your happiness should grow from small to bigger, so gross to subtle, and the very gross to the profound. That is the whole purpose. You're getting it? Okay. So for that matter, we see that these are 3 points. Renunciation. So, okay. Let's do one thing. Pull your two the two hands out. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, what happened? Sound of clap. You did already last time. You're getting it? Now one hand out. No sound. Sound. This sound of the clap is a metaphor. Okay, now Jimila. Don't hit somebody. Don't hit Shinzumla. Shinzumla. Jimla's hitting you? Yes. Okay. Okay, wherever Jimla is, then everybody's very happy. Yeah. It's from the day one he came to the retreat. The first one, where was the retreat, Jimala? Here, yeah. I first thought that he was a little mischievous. And later on, everybody loved him. And then he came to Root Institute. And again, this is third one. Third or fourth one. Third one. Okay, so he's become addicted to Deer Park. You're getting it? Okay, I'm joking. Thank you, Jimala, for being with all of us, make everybody happy. Okay, so what I'm saying is that all our problems, they're nothing but the combination of 2 factors coming to being, giving rise to the problems. So now this is our 8th day. You're getting it? So when I say something, it should make some sense to you. So all the problems, they're coming together because of the coming together of the 2 factors, external factors and internal factors. You're getting it? And external factors, how many external factors are there? Innumerable external factors are there. But don't say that external factors, we cannot get rid of them completely. Work on the internal. No, external factors, we have to take care of them. Make sure that you don't encounter with the external factors. You try to stay away from the external factors of miseries as much as possible. Meanwhile, the focus should be on fixing your internal factors. Internal factors is very less, but it'll take time to fix them, to get into the internal factors. So, with the internal factors, finally we see that, for example, say external factors, very obvious internal factor is the anger in the ego. You agree? When somebody's egoistic and short-tempered, angry person, the whole family will be in chaos, in disasters, in mental stress. When the father is very short-tempered, whole family, whole atmosphere is disturbed. When the mother is very short-tempered, whole atmosphere is going to be disturbed. Or when the son, daughter, somebody is very, very selfish and egoistic, whole piece of the atmosphere, the family atmosphere is going to be disturbed. You got it? And you are not happy. If you are happy, that's very good. Okay, then. Others are disturbed, is fine if you are happy, but you are never happy. You getting it? So therefore, the smart people will see that my being egoistic, my being selfish, my being short-tempered, that is my weakness. It makes me unhappy. First, think of yourself. It makes me unhappy. And then it makes others unhappy. And then what you do is that that you say you have some important thing to say, but you say this in a very angry way. And the other person will not listen to you. And then you report to your seniors or whatever. I said this and he's not listening, she's not listening. How can you expect the other person to listen to you when you show anger? You're getting it? If you have something important to say, particularly if you have something, logical, important thing, a message to convey, always convey this in a peace of mind, not in anger. First, let the other person listen. Create the atmosphere that the other person listens to you. And with anger, you are disrupting the atmosphere. You are, in a way, telling the other person, don't listen to me. You're getting it? Who will listen to you? Tell me. If you express anger, nobody will listen to you. So therefore, I tell even the parents, I'll tell them that, say, when the children, they do not do well, don't show anger. Anger is not a solution. Don't show anger. And of course, as mothers, father, when you show anger, it's not out of wanting to destroy the child. It's out of a sense of concern. But even that anger, your child will not receive it positively. With anger, the child will really start to build a sense of hostility towards the parents. So what should we do then? Then the children don't listen to you. I said, express sadness. Sadness, anger, these are very different. When you express anger, that you're challenging, other person also has to defend themselves. So that is something which will erupt into stress, anxiety, and the counterproductive, giving rise to another anger in the other person. Whereas if you express sadness, because the child loves the parents, when you express sadness, then the child doesn't want to see the sadness. You're not angry, you're sad. Then the child feels, shall empathize with you. I saw this when the mother tells the child, when the child does something wrong, and the mother says, then the mother says, as well, like mother, or pretends, or I don't know, say that say very sad, and they not talking to the child, and child says, mom, what is this? Yeah, mom helps, but there's a sadness there. And the child says, what happened, mom? I'm very sorry. I'm very sad because you did this. It makes me very sad. Then the child, I saw that with my own eyes. Then the child says, I'm very sorry, mom. I'll not do it again. You look at this, the empathy. Whereas the mom expresses anger. Hey, say sorry. Right? Then the child says, sorry. Right? So it's not real sorry. Because he's afraid. May get a slap. So to avoid the slap, he says, sorry, finished. It's not real sorry. But when express the sadness, even you not telling the child to say sorry, the child says, I'm very sorry. I'll not do it again. Then you acknowledge that. Thank you so much. Then you give a hug. Give hug. Thank you for making me happy today, happy now. Then there's most likely this child not doing the bad things will last for the next 1 week. And again, may do it again. Again, you pretend so like you're sad. Never anger. Okay, so with this in mind, the quickly going through this text. This is very precious. What we said is that the three principal aspects of path, three principal paths, and each one of them they are taught by Lama Tsongkhapa under three subheadings. What are the three subheadings? Okay, raise hands now. Raise hands. Raise hands. Raise hands. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Don't think that they're okay. There are some people who raise hands. I don't have to worry. Right? Don't think that. There are some people who raise hands. So Gishida will look at those people. So I don't have to take the responsibility. Raise hands. Some people they are even not listening to me even now. Right? Raise hands. Those who know what are these. Okay. The girl here, what's your name? Young Zesia. Wow, that's amazing. Why, how, and the measure. So, okay, how do you relate this with the renunciation? Why to generate renunciation? One. Number two, how to generate renunciation? Number three, what is the measure of having generated renunciation? Vera, with bodhicitta. Why do we practice bodhicitta? How to practice bodhicitta? Measure having bodhicitta, measure having generated bodhicitta. Okay, anyone else? Palkit? Three, with respect to wisdom of emptiness. What is the first? Why? Here, Palkit. I don't think Palkit lives in Singapore. Why? Why do we practice wisdom of emptiness? Number two, how do we practice wisdom of emptiness? Number three, what is the measure of having generated the wisdom of emptiness? Very good. Okay, good. We are ready now. So I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. As well as I'm able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of Buddha. The path praised by the conqueror's children. Entrance for those who desire liberation. Okay, so these three lines say of course the great masters, they have different ways of interpretation. The meaning is pretty simple. Essence of all the teachings of the Buddha. Say we see that all the teachings of Buddhas, the ground is renunciation. All the teachings of Buddha, whether it is the Theravada Buddhism or Chinese Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, whatever the teachings of Buddha that you are following, the ground is renunciation. So the first line, they explains the renunciation. Because without, what you said is what? Say, if you are attached to this life, you are not, hey, this is what we have been reciting the last 7 days. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. You're getting it? So therefore, say that renunciation is to renounce. And the renunciation is of two levels. Renouncing this life, it doesn't mean that renounce your happiness of this life. This is not the point. Give up your life. This is not the point. Renouncing attachment to this life and then renouncing attachment to the next lives, future lives, within samsara. So, without this, then the Dharma makes no sense. If I attach to this life, you're not a spiritual practitioner. Then, if you attach to samsara, you have no renunciation. You're getting it. These two combined together. The first one is the gross level of renunciation, and second one is this subtle level of renunciation. These two combined together is the renunciation. So that is the foundation of the Buddha's teachings. Then next, the path praised by the conqueror's children. Conqueror meaning the Buddhas, children meaning the Bodhisattvas. Why the Bodhisattvas is referred to as the conqueror's children is because that just as the child is the king, eventually becomes the king. Likewise, the Bodhisattvas will eventually become the Buddhas. whether you're a girl, boy, it doesn't matter. Anybody who generated bodhicitta, then the moment you generate bodhicitta, the spontaneous bodhicitta or uncontrived bodhicitta, you become a bodhisattva, and then you are going to become a Buddha. So therefore you are a child of the conquerors, the path praised by the conquerors' children. So what is that path praised by the conquerors' children? It's the bodhicitta. So the second one is the bodhicitta. And then the entrance for all those who desire liberation, who desire to be liberated from samsara, who desires to be liberated from all the mental defilements, including afflicted or cognitive obscurations. So that is the what will make you liberate. That is the wisdom of emptiness. So the first one is the renunciation, second one is the bodhicitta, and third one is the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, good. So this is the summation of what Lama Tsongkhapa is going to teach in the following the verses. Now, on the in fact, one thing the Buddha encouraged is this amazing. This is really amazing. Buddha discouraged people from going to convert somebody, because Buddha said that unless a person comes to make the request to you, don't give teachings. You getting it? This is what the Buddha said very clearly. Unless a person request you, don't give teachings. Because first of all, the teachings will benefit the person, and you're forcing, you're converting, you're forcing. The person will not, either by fear or by money or by some lure, you're trying to convert. What's the point? Number two, that and to liberate the being from samsara, the reality is that the person's mind should be changed. Mind should be changed from the ignorance to the wisdom, which means the wisdom is where the receptivity should be there. The wisdom. It's not like you just see they give money and then you get the wisdom. No, it doesn't happen like this. Wisdom, the mind has to be ready, receptive to learn. For that, say, if you force somebody, you have to learn this. The person will never learn. I remember, okay, I'm not talking about Srintula here or any Tibet staff. Now the Tibet staff is very different. They're very good, to be very honest. Nowadays, Tibet staff. But it keeps changing because staff come, go. It keeps it. So now at the moment, Tibet House is going through the golden era. It's amazing, right? It's a golden era. Yeah. So at one point, what I noticed was that some of the staff, they're extremely intelligent, really, really, really smart and intelligent. But so when the Buddha said that don't give teachings until the person requests you, you getting it? That makes total sense to me when I encountered with these situations. There, so the Tibet staff generally, program coordinators or whatever, and I noticed particularly with somebody who's exceptionally bright. That person was a program coordinator many years ago, and whether the person likes it or not, person has to listen to the teaching, because he's a program coordinator. And then when we're in the car, that person starts asking questions. And the questions are extremely shallow questions. Extremely shallow, totally non-coherent questions. This is not a question of somebody very bright person. Then mentally is going to my mind, you're very bright, how come that you come very shallow questions? The later on person resigned from the office, but the person still continues to come to class. The person again starts questioning. The questions are so deep. You're getting it? The difference. Look at the stark contrast. First, I'm a staff, I should be there. Whether I like it or not, I have to be there, right? So the receptivity is closed. In the second case, I'll have to know something, I'll have to learn something. The receptivity opens. Then the question becomes really deep. I'm so impressed. Then in my thought, Wow. In my thought, I do not say, if you continue like this for the next 1 year, 2 years, you will really shine. You will just see a very different way of life. The life is going to be very different. It's full of meaning. This is what came to my mind. Okay, so the receptivity. So the Buddha said that don't give teachings, don't forget about conversion. Even if you're already Buddhist, if you don't make a request, the Buddha said don't teach. It's far, far away from the Buddha does not at all consent to any form of conversion. It's amazing. So, in other words, the message is that, and okay, just for you, this is our last day together. Some stories to take away, at least if not the the emptiness, right? Some stories to take away. So, one of my teachers, amazing. He was a Geshe colleague of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and look, can you raise his hand? Genji was extremely emeritus. I was not envious. I was not envious. He told me that going to the monastery, I just felt like I have to take some commitment. This great opportunity with great teachers here. And then he said, I committed myself. Okay, now here I will take a commitment to turn to vegetarianism. I'll become vegetarian. And I want to take this commitment with the help of support of a teacher. And then I thought that he must have gone to some, Rinpoche, right? Then I didn't ask with whom. Then he said that the teacher was he said something, and I was glad that he was not adding the word Rinpoche, right? And he said that Devuntipa. The moment he said Devuntipa, my eyes just whitened. I said, I'm not envious. I rejoice. Wow, that's amazing. How did you come to know? Just get the right person, the best person in the whole Daegu Monastery University with like 6,000 monks, the best one. Practice, knowledge, from integrity, everything, the best. And I was so constant, I was wondering, how come that he got this, come in contact with this teacher? So he's the Geshe colleague of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. You getting it? He's the Geshe colleague of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And then later on, then I started to ask. Constantly this thought was going in my mind. Usually people say, oh, I have this teacher, that teacher, with the big labels, right? I have this teacher, that teacher, this teacher, Guru Handing. And then whereas I was constantly wondering, how come he came in contact with this teacher? Constantly. Then one day I asked Genyamala, how did you get in touch with this teacher? He's my teacher actually. How did you come in contact? Then he said that somebody took me there, and I asked, who's that somebody? Who's that somebody must be somebody who's learned, who's really, really learned. Otherwise, anybody can take you anywhere. But who's that somebody? Then finally he said, oh, there's some Geshe, friend where the Genyamala was translating. He's a science teacher. They're teaching science and translating to the monks. And there was some Geshe. And who's that Geshe? I asked. Finally he sent me a photograph. I said, no wonder. This is a highly learned Geshe himself. These people connect you to the right teacher. Okay, so why I was saying this? Some stories, yes, like why? Last year. Take away. Last day, take away, right? Some stories. But exactly what's the link? This is what I'm saying, yes. And why I'm saying this?
Student has to be ready to learn.
Okay, now close. Student has to be ready to learn. Then
Got the right sense.
person needs to be receptive to the.
Oh, yes, thank you. Okay, so this teacher, which Genyamala met, my teacher, he, I would say, from every respect, he was the top scholar, top practitioner, and all the abbots, big abbots, the abbots, former abbots, who are being such abbots come, all the monks will bow down. All these abbots, they receive teachings from him. He's the one. I said, how did you come in contact with him? You're getting it? So and how I came in contact with him is a very interesting. I'm not going into these details. So one day, my come in contact with that teacher is because of the having knowledge of the English, and the Dharma student, and together people with this combination is very less in the monastery. So that great teacher has students from the West, and they came all the way from the West to receive teachings from him, and no translators. So I got the opportunity to. Then the people invited me there, and I got the chance to receive. Then I was amazed by how he teaches. Amazing. So one day, what happened was that one day I was waiting with the foreign Western students, and there was one extremely senior teacher from one monastery where all the monks, they bow to him to receive teachings from him. One day he got into Gerumicha's place, and then before we got to receive teachings, the students got to receive teachings. This teacher went there, and then from distance I could see, from the opening, the door opening, very fine door. From there I could see what this teacher was doing in front of this great teacher. And he was literally like a small child, making prostration, sitting on his knee and saying something. And when that teacher left, and then it is our turn. Well, I went there, and I am a very strange person. I told this teacher, sir, what did this teacher told you? Right? Because I became a student, not because I made the request, because that his students requested me to come there. So therefore, this teacher treats me so much love and affection. It's amazing. So I said, sir, may I know what this teacher, he's a very famous teacher, what he told you, right? I said, just he came to make a request for some teachings, request. So why I'm saying this is that only when you request, then the teachings are given, otherwise not. So he came to request for a very important teaching, and it is said that this request has to go 3 times. 3 times request, only then the teaching will be given. And some teachings will be given only with 3 times of request in 3 different years. Only you make the request today, you get teaching. You can expect teaching only after 3 years. That too, if you do not fail to make the request consistently, the 3 years you're going to get. So forget about conversion. Even the teachings, till the request is made, you are not supposed to, say, come, listen to me. This is not the style. Okay. So it says that, in other words, why this is emphasized, that the teachings are given only at the request. When somebody requests, there's enthusiasm there. There's a joyous effort there. Then the mind becomes receptive. So the verse number 2, we said, listen with clear mind, meaning that open your receptivity. Don't keep your mind closed. Listen with clear mind, you fortunate ones. Why fortunate? Because that a life, whether you're billionaire, poor, or educated, uneducated, we have the lives of 80, 90, 100 years. That's it. And if you're very lucky, you live for 100 years, healthy 100 years. And then for some, recently I saw one lady who is like 120 years old. So not so. In a video clip, 120 years. That's it. And the 120. What is 100? It'll just fly, right? It's just fly. And the young ones keep that in mind. Hey, where's Sonam Ramala over there, right? And then two of you are the youngest here. So keep this in mind that when you're in when you are a late teenager, like 18, 19, you think that, oh, we are very young, they are old, right? So once when I was 12 years old, I discovered the age one of the schoolmates who was 16 years old. And I was literally shocked. You're already 16 years old. You are very old. Right? Okay, which means everybody here is old. You're old. And then gradually I become 16. Right? And then I discovered the age of one of the teachers who was 33 years old. Oh no. Already very old. He went like us, schoolboy, and then the school finished college, and then now very old. One day I'll also become like, it's very old. Disturbed me so badly. Mentally so disturbed. Okay, 33 plus resents. Who this young boy described as very, very, very old. Right? Okay. Then I reached 34. I reached 34 when I was in Cambridge, in England. And a group of the hosts who hosted joining Cambridge University, one of them was a professor. And he told me so proudly that just before you came, 2 days ago, I celebrated my 50th birthday. What is there to celebrate? What is this? Half a century gone. Half a century gone. What is there to celebrate? It's insult on you. But the people who came to celebrate, it's actually, they're insulting you, that you're old. What is there to celebrate? Then I was in my 40s. Then gradually I reached my 40s. I was invited by the one vice chancellor for a meal. And the vice chancellor also happened to invite another professor she must be in her 70s. And then the two of them were together, and then I showed up. And that the lady professor who must be in the 70s, she was very close to the former director of Tibet House, who was already in his late 60s or early 70s. And the lady was expecting a gray hair new director of Tibet House. And I showed up, and she scanned my body like this, and said, young director. I was all in my 40s, and I saw 33 years old as very, very, very old. I said, young director, she said 3 times. And suddenly she changed her mind. She thought that, he may interpret it negatively, inexperienced director, right? So she changed, young in age, not in experience. You're getting it? Okay. So what I'm saying is that this is what life is. Young people think that 30 is very old, 40 is very old, and very soon you will reach there. When you are in your teenage, time crawls. When you're in your teenage, time crawls. In your 20s, time walk. In your 30s, time hop. In your 40s, time jump. In your 50s, time flies. Yeah, that's the reality. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it. That's the reality. Okay, so what I'm saying is that so it says that listen with a clear mind. Those people at this age, young age, you start taking interest in the Dharma. And your parents, they somehow connect you with the Dharma. You are very, very, very fortunate. You're getting it, very fortunate. How many people are there, if they have similar parents as you, they will also be connected with, for example, this group. young, like 18, 19 years old, meeting with the professors, former professors, and so well versed in Dharma, so well versed in the academic world, and getting the chance to meet with this. And the smart parents, they always crave their children to meet with the correct people, yet they don't get this opportunity. So, young people here. So, for example, Friend Dharma, give the opportunity. Geshe is bringing you here, and this little girl, her parents, some encouraging, inspiring her. I like to so somehow we're connected, right? And on the there, the father here. Okay, don't you want to go there? Not saying go. No, you don't want to go there. Then the daughter loves the father so much. Yes, dad, I'll do it. Right? So it took another 1 year. Right. And finally the daughter came, and daughter was very happy. Wow, it's very different environment. You're getting it? Yes. Wow, people are very different. They're professors. Amazing, very good people in the air. She is so happy. Right? And when the father saw the glow on the daughter's face, the father is so happy. Right? Okay. So this is what I'm saying. This is you are very, very, very meritorious. We are all very meritorious. I'm very fortunate. Number one, that to meet with you, and then more importantly, to meet with these brilliant teachings. For me to again revisit these teachings, we're all very fortunate. Particularly people who made you connected. You connected for this retreat or any such teachings, we should be feeling grateful to those people. Let's not take for granted. Let's not take for granted. For example, like Abhinash, Anushka, connected Abhinash, right? So Abhinash, you should feel very grateful, right? So very interesting. And then whereas the Rahul, who shared a very interesting story about the Abhishek, right? Abhishek even bought the bus ticket for him. Your bus ticket is ready, right? Right. Wow, Rahul, there's no choice. He has to go. But Abhishek resigns. Yes, and Rahul resigned. Yes. So Rahul, he have to go, and Abhishek all bought the bus ticket also, right? Okay, we should be all feeling so grateful, and then meeting the like-minded people is so precious. Okay. So it says, listen to the clear mind, you fortunate ones who are not attached to the joys of single existence. What do you mean by fortunate ones? Those people who can see further away in time, further in space, and bigger goals, the nobler the goals, these are the fortunate people. So these people say, there's one great Tibetan master by the name of Sakya Pandita, and if possible, try to read his compositions. It must be translated into English, where it says that Kepa Lube Tunando, then Dewa Dula Chamisi, Dewa Chungla Chabade Chimbe Dewa Tomisi. Okay, so in English, it says, you must read this. He's brilliant master, Sakya master, brilliant Sakya master, Sakya Pandita. Kepa Lube Tunando. While you are striving to become learned or become a scholar, while you are going through this journey of scholarship, you're bound to face with difficulties. In the process of going this direction of scholarship, if you feel attached to the pleasures or temporary pleasures, you will never become a learned person. You'll learn it. You will never accomplish the scholarship. You will never accomplish becoming a learned person or a scholar. Dewa Dula Chamesi. Dewa Chungla Chabade Chimbe Dewa Tomesi. Where one is attached to the trivial pleasures, you will never accomplish the bigger joys, bigger happiness. Where one is attached to the trivial joys, you will never accomplish the bigger joys. So this is, here it says, listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones, who are not attached to the joys of cyclic existence, very trivial joys of samsara. So those people who are the fortunate ones, who can see beyond samsara, fearlessness and infinite happiness. So these people will not feel attached to the joys of cyclic existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity. The human birth, precious human birth that we have obtained, referred to as the leisure and opportunity. Leisure meaning you have a time to practice the Dharma. Opportunity means you have the facilities to practice the Dharma. So leisure opportunities, 8 leisures, and the 10 opportunities. So what they are, you will see this in this blaze, you will get it. I try to make good use of the leisure and opportunity, which means your precious human birth, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddhas. So why we have to please the Buddha? The Buddha is like Buddha is not Buddhism. Don't forget it. People tend to, when your knowledge is so less, people tend to equate Buddha with Buddhism. Buddha means somebody who pursued through the journey to remove all the mental defilements, to be fully awakened, so that he or she can guide all the beings towards a total freedom. That is a Buddha. So Buddha is, in a way, is like a mother to us. Buddha is like a mother to us. And if you really understand the qualities of Buddhas through your own practice of compassion, you will see that the Buddha's love towards us is the mother's love multiplied by infinity. You're getting it? Let me repeat it. If you really practice the Dharma yourself, you start to understand emptiness. You start to understand what the bodhicitta is like. Then you could feel that, okay, for example, my mom, she loves me so much, but her love is tainted with the attachment. But this Buddha's love is so expansive, and that is like the mother's love multiplied by infinity. That is the Buddha's love. You could feel it. So therefore, when will the Buddha be most happy? If you're happy, if you are safe, if you don't have stress, if you don't have miseries, that makes the Buddha the happiest. So when will it happen to you? When you practice renunciation, when you practice bodhicitta, when you practice wisdom emptiness, then you are going towards the fearlessness and the infinite happiness which the Buddha wants that to happen to you. So, and direct your minds to the path that pleases Buddhas. Which path? Renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom emptiness. Okay, now renunciation. Renunciation under 3 subheadings. What are 3 subheadings? Raise your hands, raise hands, raise hands, raise hands. 3 subheadings, Vedan. Okay, with respect to renunciation, right? Be kind to me. I do not say why, how, measure. No, this is your short form. You get it? I gave you full, you give me full. Vedan. With respect to renunciation. Why to generate renunciation, and then how to generate renunciation, and what's the measure of having generated renunciation. Very good. Okay, so first, number 3 is why to generate renunciation. And even this why, don't think that, okay, it's just why, right? Just imagine that somebody tells you, okay, Sonam Dojila, if somebody tells you, Sonam Dojila, practice, you have no idea about Dharma at all, right? And somebody comes, Geshe Samdura comes, hey, Sonam Dojila, you have to practice renunciation. What's your compassion? What will you ask him? Why? Oh, Geshe Samdura is not here, right? Why should I practice renunciation? Why? You're getting it? And then he gives the reasons. And then you're convinced, oh, that's very important, right? That's very important. Then what would be the next question? Now I'm ready to practice it. Tell me how to practice it, right? Okay, so this is how you have to relate that to your real life. Don't just make it a very dry list of the things. Okay, under this, okay, exam with the renunciation, what are the 3 subheadings? Why, what, why, how, and measure, right? Don't learn it as external information. Learn it the way to relate that with your own real life. If somebody asks me, practice renunciation, the first question that will ask, why should I practice renunciation? Why should I do that? Right? Buy this. If somebody says, buy this, you right, bring something. What do you will say? Why? Why should I buy this? Tell me, what is the benefit of this? Why? You're getting it? Why, how, and the measure. Okay. Verse number 3 is the why to practice renunciation. Okay, why? Because without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasures of existence is unattainable. You cannot, we will continue to feel attached to the samsaric pleasures. So we cannot stop the desire to the pleasures of psychic existence. If we cannot stop the desire to the pleasures of psychic existence, what happens? Then the craving for existence, craving for samsaric existence also binds beings. Then this craving will continue to bind us in samsara. And what is samsara? Do you agree with me? One moment of such a tragedy in samsara is good enough to nullify all the past moments of festivities, celebrations, parties, and ceremonies, wedding ceremony, and so forth, right? All this, what we otherwise call as beautiful moments, they are so shallow, hollow, grim, and meaningless when with one moment of encounter, one moment of a very tragic incident. Yes, you agree? Right? Say somebody who you love so much, you like your mom, passed away. The whole world is shattered. Somebody like your husband passed away, like your wife passed away, like your child passes away. It just shatters the whole being. So these are something that we really need to contemplate, because if we don't contemplate like this, then we think that life is okay. And then finally we meet with the tragedy, and then you see everything shattered, and you leave the world, and again next life, again more tears to come, again more tears to come. So so it doesn't mean that, okay, now stop everything and go to Himalaya because life is very miserable. This is not a connotation. Flow with what you're doing. Meanwhile, don't lose track, don't lose touch with these studies, contemplation, meditation, particularly with good people who you met in this group. Keep contact with these people, right? And there's some, not all. Some people may be saying, hey, you want to go for the momos down, right? For the momos. So you're so boring. You don't even feel tired. I don't know how Geshe is sitting like this hours and hours. I don't know, right? But no, we are not Geshe. Don't think that you are Geshe. Let's go to town. Don't feel bored. Come once in a while, be happy. Let's go, right? I'm not talking about these people who you see as inspiration, very seniors. Senior in their knowledge, who are role models. Keep in touch with these people. You're getting it? And even the seniors, if the others, they do touch, keep in touch with you, please make sure that you give attention to them, right? Give attention to them, care for them, and give them directions, give them inspirations. It is so precious. Okay. The craving for existence also binds beings. Thus, from the outset, seek renunciation, to renounce the miseries of samsara and to renounce the causes of the miseries. Not only to renounce miseries, but to renounce causes of miseries. These are the whys. Okay. Next, that makes sense. Otherwise, samsara is very scary. It's very scary to think of this. For example, say at one time, there is a mother and a son. And how many of you heard about this? That the apocalypse 2012. Apocalypse happening in 2012, where the whole world is going to explode or whatever, right? Which will happen in 2020, right? Okay, how many of you heard about it? How many you were born after 2012? Raise hands. You have no idea, right? And those people who were born before that, you have heard about it. Didn't you heard about it? 2012 apocalypse. It did not happen. Don't worry, right? It's a false alarm. False alarm. But that time, what happened was that before 2020, there was a mother and a daughter in Nepal, and the mother mind was always after her not daughter, son. The mother's mind was always after the son. You're getting it? And who is the son? Son is a very, very, very autistic child. And when the mother heard about this apocalypse, 2012, way before that, it must be like 25, about 25 or 26, heard about this, then the mother say, otherwise she is so low because she is trapped with the son and she loves the son so much. Then suddenly she becomes so animated, so happy, and everybody close to her, they start wondering why she's so happy. Then one asked her, why you look so happy nowadays? What happened? Then she said that now the whole world is going to just stop, meaning the world is going to collapse in 2020. And my son and me, two of us, are going to die together. You getting it? She's worried that if she dies and the son will be left, who's going to take care of my son? This was her worry. This is her concern, the love of the mother. You're getting it? And then what happened? The mother passed away. The son was left. And the son also loved the mother so much because the son is dependent on the mother. Because in this world, we see that mother's love, generally speaking, mother's love cannot be replaced by any other love. You're getting it? This. So then the son, he say if he is in the veranda outside the main room, he would always sit there. And his relatives, uncles, aunts, they're all there. They know how the mother loves the child so much, how the son loves the mother so much. And they come to tell him, eat food, okay, you now go in. So we are there to take care. For him, he just gave up. The boy gave up. Why? Because the boy knows that in this world, somebody who he can rely on unconditionally was his mother, and that mother is gone. Now, nobody can replace my mother's love. Nobody can take care of me the way my mother takes care of me. He gave up. And people, just tell him so nicely, don't worry, we're always there, we're there, like your mother will take care of you. But his mind is so shattered. He gave up. He doesn't even go inside the room. He doesn't even eat food. So this is because of the love. Look, look at the pain. This affection is so beautiful. Accompanying this affection is so much of pain. You're getting it? The pain the mother felt, the pain the child felt. There's so much pain there. Where is this pain? In samsara, right? And how many times we have to go through this life, next life, next life. We never know what is going to be the next life and so forth. So the wise people will think of terminating samsara completely so that we don't go through this pain ever again. You're getting it? Okay. So for this, before I continue reading this, that the point is that we see that, do you agree with me that the life either so much of love and affection, and accompanying so much love and affection, so much of pain. You agree? Where there's so much love and affection, the pain is so much when you see the loss of the other side. You agree with sense? If no love, again, it's very complicated, right? If there's no affection, very complicated. The morning you get up and you look at that person, it's very boring. Other person looks at you, very boring, right? Very boring. And then how long? Years, very boring, right? Not only boring, that the privacy lost is very complicated. If there's so much love and affection, every morning is very beautiful, But then there's going to be separation. At the separation, that time is so painful, acutely painful. All the beautiful moments of past simply is meaningless in the eyes of the one pain of the loss of near and dear ones. This is reality. So what do we do now? What should we do? Should we love the other people, the beings, or not? If we love accompanied, there is a pain, acute pain, right? What should we do? Youngsters, huh? Just here, tell me, what should we do? Love or not love? There's no other option. Wow, that's smart. There's option, don't worry, there's option. But what she said is, I agree with you. Within samsara, there's no option, right? So there's option. It's not within samsara. Okay, so I'll give you 3 options. And Justin, you decide. And all of us, you decide. I'll give you 3 options. 1, so much love, so much pain, and no love, no pain, because no pain, no gain, right? And then finally, so much love, no pain. What is the first one? So much love, so much pain. We all have this. You're getting it? We all have this. We all have this. And deliberately we'll try to create this, right? Deliberately we had age 16, 17, 18. We deliberately create that. Wow, I love this person more than my family, right? We're creating this. We're creating this. Amazing. We're creating this. So with this love, what comes? So much pain comes, right? And then no love, no pain. And no pain, no gain. Number 2. Then number 3, so much of love, no pain. Right? Okay, Justin, tell me which 3 we want. Third one, okay. Okay, tell me how many you agree with Justin? You want the third one. Okay, good. So the question is, if there's a choice, I'll go for the third. But is it possible? This next question. Third one, is it possible? Okay, so for this, what I would say is that what is that age in which is experiencing that within you? That so much of pain, so much of love, so much of pain. No love, very boring. No pain, right? And no love when you press, okay, bye-bye, right? Yeah, and no pain. No worries. Okay, you want to go. Bye-bye. And then number 3, so much of love and affection, but no pain. It's all happening where? In your mind. You agree? Your mind feels that. You agree? This is not just, no, you have to believe in this. Your mind is feeling it. You have to, no. Are you feeling it? Is it mental feeling or not? Pain is a mental feeling. Joy is a mental feeling. No pain is a mental feeling. No joy is a mental feeling. You agree? It's purely happening on the mental level. Now, the true nature of mind is that it is full of love and affection without pain. Without pain. So now, first let us see these two, split the 2 things, pain and what? The love. We'll split the 2. You're getting it? Say where there's a pain, underlying the pain is self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. Where there's a pain, there's self-grasping ignorance, self-centered attitude. This is reality. Self-grasping ignorance, self-centered attitude. And self-grasping ignorance can that be gotten rid of? Didi? Self-grasping ignorance, can we get rid of this? Can we remove it? Self-grasping ignorance? Roy? No, self-grasping ignorance, can we get rid of this? Is it possible? Of course it's possible. Raise hands who agree with Roy, Didi, yes. We can get rid of this. Self-grasping is gone. Self-centered attitude. And the first, self-grasping ignorance, if you get rid of this, the 2 combination, 2. From the 2, to feel the pain, you have to have these 2 together. And one is missing, the pain is gone. So the pain is gone when the self-grasping ignorance is gone. You're getting it? The pain is gone. Mental pain. Is a mental pain or physical pain? It's a mental pain. And at times the mental pain can be transmitted into the physical pain. You're getting it? But actually it's a mental pain. Now with the self-grasping, it is gone. Mental pain is gone. But what is this? What's the other element? Pain versus love. This love, what does it mean by love? Feeling close. Feeling close. You're getting it? What is the opposite of feeling close? Pushing. Pushing that I'm more important than you. Self-centered attitude. Self-centered attitude, again, is not your true nature. Self-centered attitude is also not your true nature. Even that can be removed. When that is removed, when self-centered attitude is removed, then what happens? Self-centered attitude, what is the opposite of self-centered attitude? Other cherishing mind, embracing others. When self-centered attitude is removed, then it leaves room for you to extend your arms to all the beings. You're getting it? So this love is not only to one person, but to the infinite beings. Because self-centered attitude is removed, then it expands your arms to all the beings. So enormous love through removing this self-centered attitude, and no pain because remove the self-grasping ignorance. This is very possible. If you have really truly experienced that, okay, young Justin, you have that experience, so much of love, so much of pain. You had? Anyone else? How many of you have that experience? So much of love, so much of pain. Okay. I remember when I was, I think, about like 12 years old. And then, of course, I lost my mother when I was 5 years old. And my father, I was just 12 years old, and some of my senior homemates, they were discussing about somebody who's being sick. And I overheard that. I was just 12 years old. And my homemates, my seniors, they were discussing somebody who was sick. And how I was figuring out, I could conjecture that it was my father. They were actually talking about my father. And without any, the moment my thought concluded that they're actually referring to my father, instantly the tears came down because I loved my father so much. Because of his love, the pain was so acute. And also I remember, it's very funny, I must be age 5 or age 6. I remember that. And it was, I think, my left shoulder was fractured because one boy who was maybe 1 or 2 years older, when playing, he just put me down, and then he's also a small child. He pushed my 2 shoulders like this on the ground. And then something happened. I didn't know. Then we stopped the play, and then I was feeling the pain. And the pain never went away. And then as a little boy, I didn't know what happened. Then I could feel the heat coming up, and also the pain is very sharp pain. It was basically because of the fracture. And then I didn't know what to do, but I couldn't bear the pain. So I went to the running water and put some water there to cool, because I could feel the heat coming up from this. And then the pain did not disappear for the next few days. And finally, the foster mother came to know that it was maybe some problems there. So she sent my sister, who was just 5 years older than me. She was maybe like 10 or 11 years old, and I was 6 years old. The foster mother sent my sister to take me to the hospital. And then the hospital checked and said that you should be hospitalized. And then this little boy who loves his sister so much, and he could see that sister was shedding tears, and the sister left with tears. And I don't know how long I was hospitalized. Every day I could just see my sister's tears on my face. So painful. So why? Why? Why the pain? Because of love. You're getting it? So with this love, there's enormous pain attached. Okay. So this love is so precious, but the pain is totally to be discarded. So how do you do? So now from what we've learned thus far, please tell me. So what should we do to maintain this love and affection? This is so precious. At the same time, get rid of the pain. How do you do that? Anyone? Practice the wisdom of emptiness to get rid of the pain, and practice the bodhicitta to get it to expand this love. You're getting it? So these are two things. So for wise people, what is Dharma? A symbol. Bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness. For wise people. For other people, they have a fancy idea that you go to a Lama and then some some blessings there, and then you think that you get it. This is our ignorance. Okay, good. We'll read some of the passages. Now the next question is how to cultivate this renunciation. If the samsara is so painful, how to remove this pain? So for that, we need to cut the attachment to what is samsara. Samsara is this life and the future life. Past life is done, finished. Past life, you cannot go back. So what is in the hand at the moment is this life and the future life. So how to cut attachment to this life and how to cut attachment to the future lives. If that is something that we can do, then we can renounce samsara completely. That is the true meaning of renunciation. So Lama Tsongkhapa identifies how to cut attachment to this life and the future lives. First, reverse the attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find. Number two, how life is ephemeral without span. Just contemplating these 2 points, we can cut attachment to this life. Say, for example, if I say that if you starting startup, if you're going for a startup, you need somebody to invest. You want somebody to invest. Okay, what's your name? The gentleman over here with the white coat. Yes. Songis, yes. Okay, Songis, he wants to go for a startup, right? And he wants somebody to invest. Songi, don't worry, I'll invest, right? How much you going to invest? 10 million is okay? Oh, of course, thank you, right? Okay, but it's for only 2 days, right? When I say 10 million, he's so happy. 2 days, instantly his face will go down. Why? Songin is like, why? Is it because the time is so short? It's not really worth it to keep the money and then use it to start, right? So it says, but reflect on how leisure and opportunity are difficult and to find, and how life is ephemeral. Life is so short. Life is so short that we don't really have time to waste. Life is too short. Ephemeral meaning impermanent, so transient, without span. One. Number two, that this life that you've obtained, human birth, that we have obtained, is so precious. It has the capacity to do magic. For example, say, okay, let's say the mobile. If somebody gives you a mobile and you say there are two girls, one girl who likes to learn quantum physics, or let's say the what, Charles Darwin's theory, or what's happening in the UNO. One girl wants to learn all these things. So a mobile is given, she will use it very, very, very effectively. And within the span of 2, 3, 4 years, she will become highly, highly, highly learned. Yes, you agree? And then whereas the other girl is only interested in the reels, Instagram, Facebook, right? And then spend time on this. After 5 years, the brain is full of garbage. And how do you know that? The moment these two girls meet, they talk on something meaningful, you have nothing to say. And some garbage, you're full of garbage to say. You're getting it? Full of garbage to say. One time there was a teacher who trains teachers, who was a teacher trainer. And she brought her students to me and asked me, please give a talk to them. So I talked and I said that first thing is stop backbiting other people. Number one, stop backbiting other people. Number two, that stop talking garbage. Stop talking garbage, right? Stop talking garbage and stop backbiting others. Just do this much. You don't have to do anything as teachers, because this is what you're going to teach. Stop talking nonsense, garbage, and stop backbiting others. Then after a week, the teacher of the teacher trainer, and she came and told me that her students are telling her that if you don't talk garbage, there's nothing to talk. We don't talk garbage, we have nothing to talk, right? Two people come together, there's nothing to talk. Then I said, that's amazing. An amazing discovery. Till now, you have never discovered it. Now you have discovered that your brain is full of garbage. There's nothing meaningful there, nothing to talk. You're getting it? Now what you do is that nothing to talk, you are now removing the garbage. After removing the garbage, you have nothing to talk. Now fill that with the good materials. Good materials. Read good materials. Read good materials. You're getting it? Okay. So, this is what we are supposed to be doing. Say the mobile in the earlier times. In the earlier times, when I was translating for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, some words, word meanings, I have to keep very fat dictionaries with me. And then later on, somebody gave me electronic dictionary. And even the electronic is little fat. Now it's amazing. One tiny mobile has that what it does. Even one fat dictionary is just nothing. You can have like 10, 20 fat dictionaries there. It's so effective. It's so effective. So therefore, the precious human birth is like this very precious mobile. And how you use it is entirely up to you. You use it to learn all the sophisticated. Now it's amazing. For me, I want some very important information. I just Google search it. I get it. And of course, there's some garbage information there. No need, right? Pick up the right ones. Pick up the right ones. It's amazing. Earlier, how much I have to strive to get this information. You don't get this information. About UNO, where will you get the information? Now you get all these things very easily. So this is some magic. And this mobile can also destroy you. You're getting it? Right? Online dating. Then actually you meet a person and then you start fighting the day one fighting, right? And then the same day divorce. You're getting it? And then in some cases killing happens. Killing happens because of the mobile. You're getting it? Online dating and killing happens because of the mobile. And this mobile can create magic. It can make you amazing resource persons of knowledge. It can make you a trove of knowledge. What is mobile? Good, bad? Good or bad? It depends. Your body, the precious human body, is like this mobile. It has a tremendous capacity to make a magic, to stop all the tears, to expand your happiness. But at the same time, if you misuse this, the same precious human birth can destroy this love and affection and expand your pains. That's up to the individual. So wise people will use it very productively. It says, number 4, reverse attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find and how life is ephemeral and without span. Leisure and opportunity. This precious birth, it has a tremendous capacity to liberate you from samsara, and yet it is so difficult to obtain. So utilize this the maximum while we obtain it. The next, reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karmas and its effects and the misery of samsara. Same, how to how not to be attached to the future lives is, but even the future lives, what kind of future lives you will have is all decided by law of karma. So with negative karmas, I will also only go to the unfavorable states. And with negative karmas, unfavorable states, the pains of the samsara, they are so acute. Think more about this, and then they say, I may be able to guarantee that if I do good in this life, maybe 5 lifetimes or so, okay, 10 lifetimes. What about 100 lifetimes later? Not sure. Again, what kind of things can happen to me, we never know. So what you do, the wisest thing to do is by seeing even the future lives, although it is beautiful, but then what after that, not sure. So the wise one will think of stopping to take part in samsara completely by seeing the demerits of being attached, feeling that attached to this life and feeling attached to the next life. So by reverse attraction to future lives, by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karma and its effects, common effects, how efficacious that is, and the misery of samsara. So in this life, you can think more of the law of karma, how the cause and effect, law of karma. Well, then it's strange. Say, for some, even children, when something very scary things happen, instantly their mind can connect with the law of karma. Oh, this is a result of negative karma. In future, I should not do the bad things. And for some people, when something wrong happens, why it happens to me? Why not to other people? This because the person did not contemplate too much on the law of karma in the past lives. Those people who contemplate the law of karma so effectively in the past life, all might be experiencing because of the concomitant causes, not randomly coming. So the more we think about this, then in the future life, as a little boy or little girl, something bad happens, instantly you're going to go, oh, this is because of my own negative karma in the past. I should not be doing negative karmas. Something good happens, oh, it's a result of the positive karmas. I should put effort in this. So this is very important for us to create in this life. Okay. But be able to think of the infallible karmas and its effects and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus, now the measure of having generated renunciation. By contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendor of cyclic existence, samsara, I don't admire it anymore. This life, from the future lives, I don't really admire. So I take birth there, I make the maximum use of that to be liberated from samsara, I'll do that. And remain intent on liberation. Intent meaning remain so desirous and with the passion, desire for liberation from samsara day and night. At that point, renunciation is born in you. Then this is a measure of having generated renunciation. Okay, we'll stop here. Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvaha. Okay, just a quick point to make is that some people, when they meditate on impermanence and suffering and so forth, as explained here, some people, they start to go through depression. They go, yes, there are such people. So when somebody goes through these states like depression, it's a renunciation. And some people, oh, samsara is so, then actually they are so depressed. Oh, samsara is. So there, renunciation, depression, because of this contemplation can give renunciation, can also give rise to depression. You're getting it? So we should be able to distinguish it too well. Particularly when we are more serious in this meditation. Oh, now I have to really practice this. The three principles was part. This is so precious text. I have to practice on the basis of what is taught here. When you do that, then some people go through depression. Some people go through real renunciation. What's the difference between the two? The distinction is made in Acharya Dharmakirti's text, Pramana Vartika chapter 2, where Acharya Dharmakirti said that when you get a feeling by impermanent suffering of this life, suffering of the next life, and so forth, by contemplating on these, if you get a feeling that, oh, it's so miserable, I have to get away from this, and then they say, oh, if I can go to Himalaya, or if I'm gonna look, everything's very complicated, this samsara, right? I want to go to a place where nobody knows about me, right? Did you come across such people? I want to go to a place where nobody knows about me, and then I'll have a peace of mind. So you are looking for external place where to run. That is escapism. This is not renunciation. So Acharya Dharmakirti said that when your place, actually where complicated people disappear and everything will come, you feel like coming back. Coming back to samsara. You're getting it? So that earlier thought, I want to leave everything. This is not a real renunciation. This is more like escapism. And it is like, and in a way, it is like going through depression. If you go through this process quite long, it can really make you depressed. It can make you suffer depression. It's not renunciation. What is renunciation then? Renunciation by contemplating on these. For example, in a way, most of us, we must have got it's similitude of renunciation when we are hit by COVID. Similitude of renunciation. You're getting it? Okay, how many of you? But when the COVID is at the peak, come to know that COVID is very, very, very scary. And then you come to know that even the King of England had COVID, and the Prime Minister of England had COVID, and this Prime Minister, President, they are COVID. And then you feel a feeling of uncertainty. Now, wherever in the world I run, there's no escape. You're getting it? Even Himalaya, people based in Himalaya, they also had the COVID. You're getting it? So how many of you felt that uncertainty and also that there's no place to run? Okay, good. So similarly, by reflection on these points, if you get a feeling that no matter wherever I take birth in samsara, wherever, God realm, formless, wherever I take, it's just the same. It's just a matter of time that I'll again come back to square one, where all the miseries, tears will never stop. So my job is get away from samsara completely. It's not that I take birth somewhere, get into my self-grasping ignorance. Till that point, I will never be free. When that comes, you have a tinge of the mental unease because of the samsaric, the dissatisfaction. At the same time, there's a deep confidence in you. When one goes into depression, that, oh, I want to leave everything, I want to go to a place where nobody knows me, then I have peace of mind. This can take you into depression. So there, the confidence disappears because you don't want to face the people who you know. You want to go to a place where nobody knows you. You're getting it? You do want to face the people who you know. Your confidence goes down. So the real renunciation, confidence will be boosted. You become very confident. You say to everybody, some people are dancing, cheesecake, pubs, right? So whatever they do, this is just like small children's game. We are all in the same boat. Misery, have to shed tears. After this, again, tears. Right? So this is real meaning of renunciation. Okay, we stop here.